There's an old song that says, "What goes up must come down." Newton's theory of gravity, shall we call it. And also, an old expression is, poo-poo runs downhill. So, if we, Americans, are going to tolerate at the highest level in our government inappropriate behavior, shenanigans, the spending of our hard-earned tax money, Americans' money, then we're going to tolerate it down on a municipal level. Or in my case, where I live, we live in a small community. So it's not a city. But when I go to vote, I'm going to obviously, just like you, start at the top of the ticket and work my way down to the treasurer, the township, the village representative, etc. Like you will in the big cities. Also, in Wisconsin, we have a constitutional amendment whereby, now I'm driving, so I'm not reading anything, I'm just going from my knowledge. The amendment reads, you either will vote yes or no. The amendment reads, regarding voting, that U.S. citizens, all U.S. citizens, will be allowed to vote. Okay. Sounds good, doesn't it? Yes. All U.S. citizens should vote. Not necessarily all residents should vote. So my hometown I was born in Cudahy, which is a suburb closer to the lake, cooler near the lake, as they say. Cudahy, and subsequently Milwaukee County, under the auspices of the county, Milwaukee County. And all of my life, we've had a Democrat mayor, and they do right now. Now, I'm not obviously voting for mayor because now I live in up north Wisconsin. But there's an issue currently in Milwaukee County having to do with a $4 million deficit. And guess what costs $4 million in Milwaukee that they budgeted for? A little electric trolley called the Hop. The Hop. It sounds so cute. And for those of you that have come to Milwaukee, whether you've come when you were at the Republican or Democrat convention and have driven the Hop, ridden on the Hop, it's free. So that electricity, the employee that drives the Hop, that's all free. So who pays for him? The taxpayers of Milwaukee County. Now, Milwaukee County has a deficit and they're clueless. How do we have a $4 million deficit? Now, ask anybody that knows me. I am no math mind by any stretch of the imagination. I need a calculator for life. Seriously. So, they can't figure out $4 million. Where did it go to? And the Hop, and again, I don't have a map. It's a local to downtown, the basic area of downtown Milwaukee, and it's a cutesy thing. It looks like what the trolleys of the old days, back in the day. Something you probably see in San Francisco, except without the big hills. But poo still rolls downhill in Milwaukee. And they want to expand it. But pretty soon, oh, by the way, the Hop, did I say this? The Hop is free to anybody that wants to ride. You just hop on it, ride it, and go. It's a wonderful thing. They'd like to expand the route a few more blocks this hop, which means, obviously, more money. Where's that going to come from? We're already at a $4 million deficit in Milwaukee County. And there's another issue. I guess I can talk about that for a quick second now. They're talking about Waukesha County, which is west of Milwaukee County, having an increase in their taxes. But again, that's a story for another day. So to summarize my whole discussion as I'm driving to work, when you're voting, it's not only the top of the ticket you're voting for. You're voting downhill. You're voting for everything. You can make a difference. However, many people don't want to. They're afraid to. Look what happened in Washington, D.C. Little old grandmas that went for the experience in Washington are still in jail. Yeah, that's right. They're still in jail for the insurrection that happened in Washington. So when you're voting and considering things that if you live in Milwaukee County and they want to expand, and they're saying in Milwaukee, by the way, how they want to come up with this extra money to do the expansion and the deficit. They've already dipped into COVID funds, by the way, is to raise the parking violation tickets from $30 to $40. So we're going to raise the violations and we're going to collect the money for the cutesy little hop, the electric hop. Isn't that darling? So as you're voting in the next, again, no math mind, I think it's 20 days today before you vote. I think so. Yesterday it was 3 weeks. Consider the whole entire ticket. Consider being brave enough to make a change. Consider, am I comfortable with my current situation, where I currently live, the current rules, restrictions, taxes, amendments that are on the ballot? I've had discussions with people where I ask them afterwards, did you vote for the amendment? Not that, we want to tell people what to vote for. I'm going to be yes on the amendment, by the way. I want only U.S. citizens to be allowed to vote, not just U.S. residents. Wording is tricky, how you read it. You can Google it. Go on the Google machine. Learn all about it. If you guys are Wisconsin residents or wherever you are, if there's an amendment and you're not sure, look it up. We don't necessarily want to rely on Google as being the be-all, end-all, but at least you're going to learn about whatever amendment is on that ticket. Know the people on the ticket. You don't have to know them in depth. Learn what they stand for, what their values are. Are they in line with you and your values and your commitments as a nation, as a taxpayer? So everybody needs to do due diligence. So that's my ride to work little speech today. My SS, this is the little road that I take, SS discussion. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hey, on your way out, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate to know your opinion of what I had to say insofar as, do I align with your beliefs? What are your beliefs? Let us know. Let's debate. We're not going to call each other names. I would definitely hope not. If people do that, not cool. But let's discuss. Bring things to our attention, and we can have a healthy discussion. That's it, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Cheers, everyone.